In a quiet countryside village far from the bustling cities, a boy named Min was born into poverty. His house was no more than a small hut with a leaking thatched roof, and his meals were often just rice and salt. His mother sold vegetables at the market, and his father worked as a seasonal laborer. Life was hard, and dreams seemed like a luxury no one could afford. But even as a child, Min had something that poverty couldn't steal: hope. Every time a shiny car drove past the dusty village road, he would stop and stare. His heart would whisper, "What would it take to live a life like that? What can I do to change my family's destiny?" At the age of 10, Min began selling roasted corn at the bus station. Whether under the scorching sun or heavy rain, he stood there with a basket of corn in his arms and a gentle smile on his face. Every coin he earned was carefully divided into 3 parts: one for his mother, one saved for school, and one placed in an old plastic box, the Dream Fund, as he quietly called it, even though he wasn't yet sure what it was for. Min was a bright student, but more than once, he was on the verge of dropping out due to unpaid tuition. The school principal, moved by his determination, allowed him to clean classrooms and sweep hallways in exchange for staying enrolled. Some classmates mocked him as the corn boy, but Min didn't care. Deep inside, he carried a silent fire, a vision of one day wearing a suit and giving speeches, telling his story to the world. In his final year of high school, Min earned a full scholarship to a top university in the city. The day he left the village, his mother packed him a small bag of sesame salt rice, and his father simply patted him on the shoulder and said, "Go, son, but don't come back a failure." It wasn't harsh. It was love cloaked in urgency. Life in the city was brutal. Min juggled multiple jobs to survive, handing out flyers, washing dishes, fixing computers. There were nights he only slept 3 hours and days he went without food. But he never complained. He studied hard, listened more than he spoke, and learned from everything: his professors, the people on the streets, his own mistakes. After graduation, Min secured a job at a foreign tech company. It was stable and well-paying. But 2 years later, he shocked everyone by quitting to start his own company with a few friends and a tiny amount of savings. People laughed. "A village boy wants to start a tech business?" they sneered. His first startup failed within 8 months. He was buried in debt, eating instant noodles every day. But instead of giving up, Min studied every failure like a textbook. He learned about building products, managing money, gaining trust, and selling vision. His second attempt came with a new purpose: a mobile app that offered free education to underprivileged students like himself. Slowly, the app gained traction. Stories of impact spread. Investors began to notice. In just 3 years, his app became a regional success. Min's name started appearing in business magazines, and he was soon invited to speak at global tech forums. By age 30, the boy who once walked barefoot on cracked village roads had become one of the youngest self-made billionaires in Southeast Asia. One day, Min returned to his old school, not as a student, but as a benefactor. He rebuilt the school, opened a free library, and created a scholarship fund called the Barefoot Dream for kids just like he once was. Standing on the school stage, he spoke not with pride, but with deep gratitude. "I didn't become successful because I was brilliant. I became successful because I refused to quit. Every roasted corn I sold taught me that dreams don't belong to the privileged. They belong to the persistent." As his mother wept tears of joy and his aging father stood smiling quietly in the back, the village celebrated not just Min's